All right, Oklahoma, Alabama. Uh, when it comes to Oklahoma, it's just I think this is gonna be. I could easily see this being a low-scoring game. I really would be shocked if what I've seen from Alabama's offense this season. Now, I shouldn't say too shocked. For this, I would be shocked if Alabama really goes and puts up points on Oklahoma like that. Like if they get to the high 20s, low 30s, I'd be stunned. Just because of what we've seen from Alabama and Oklahoma this season so far. I think Bama's going to win this game because there's no way as a man and as a coach at the board, and a lot of these guys were there. Jaden Roberts, Ryan. I mean, the whole team that's there now was there for that beating that Oklahoma put on them last year on national TV. That single-handedly knocked Alabama out the college football playoffs. Knocked them out. You can't lose this game. Alabama cannot lose this game tomorrow. It can't happen if you're DeBoer. They single-handedly not only knocked you out of the playoffs, but they knocked you out in the field. I mean, that was just a beating they put on Alabama last year. I don't see that happening. I know this is one of them games. It's going to be personal for all the players. When you see something like this happen to you as a player and you're part, even if you're on the bench, just watching as a coach on the field, but you remember that. You remember what this team did to you last year. You remember what they held you back from doing last year and how they embarrassed you for the whole country. Bama will not lose this game. I really see like a 14 to 17 type of game. I can see it be a low scoring because I do think that our defense is so talented and has so many dudes, especially on the perimeter with Dijon Lee and Xavier Brown. I think that's too much. I don't think Bama. I don't think OU's gonna be able to really find much success versus those dudes. On top of OU's O line has really been not good, one of the worst in the SEC. Uh, that's been a big issue for them. Yante Pierre is really coming on right now. I can see him wrecking the game. So when I look at all that, I think that this Bama defense could just overwhelm Oklahoma's offense because of the talent they have, which is what I think they've been doing all season. I really think Kenny Womack's overrated. I'm not a fan of him, and it really wouldn't shock me if Bama got run over in the playoffs, and especially defensively, they got run over. I think somebody with the right scheme and the right player could really tear Bama a new one. I think the defense is dominant off of talent, not really coaching, or not coaching at all. But yeah, I think they're overwhelmed in that area, and I think Bama will be able to do what LSU did, what some teams have done this year versus Bama, which is just keep them take away the big play, and then be able to rush the passer. William Forkby and Keaton Proctor gonna have to hold up tomorrow. Our Mason Thomas is legit, and that kid could easily wreck a game. And that OUD line's legit. And the thing about playing OU, you play elite defense like this. Bama, by the way, I think that's something that gets talked about enough. How the heck did Justin Haynes not have a role in this Bama off? Like, how do you let him leave? Because he's obviously that's what they're missing is a Justin Haynes type running back. I think what they're missing in this offense. Jam Miller is an RB2 at best, if even that. He's stiff, he can't make people miss, and he ain't really breaking tackles like that. So it's like, if at all. So Jam Miller doesn't move me at all. I don't know why. If you're at Alabama, that's what you go into the season as your RB1 at Alabama. Um, Justin Haynes was obviously the guy that should have been the RB1. That was a blow. The board blew that one. And so they have no running game. When you play a team at Oklahoma, their interior D line is just as good as it really gets. It's one of the top in the country, in the country, and you already have a running game that's been very pretty much so far this season, especially these last South Carolina. When you look at South Carolina, when you look at the LSU game, it just hasn't been a run game that you've been able to do anything with, and you're not just gonna show up versus Oklahoma and Brent Venables and think you run the ball versus their interior D line versus their D line and Taylor Wine and all the dudes they got. They got a really good linebacker Taylor. I keep forgetting I forget his last name. Taylor Owens or something like a Owen something, number 38. He's a stud. Like Cole McKenzie could play, Kip Lewis could play. Like you're not gonna just remember how to run the ball versus Oklahoma. Maybe they get something late, but for about the first 3 quarters or whatever, it's gonna be tough. So that's the first problem. And then looking at it and then that goes to my next point. When you play defense like this and you don't have a run game, you make yourself one dimensional, and that's going to be really hard to beat a OU team, the defense like this when you're one dimensional. So I really could see this being a low scoring game. I go 14-17. Could see a 21-17 maybe. I don't, I'm not sold on Simpson, but if Simpson is his Heisman candidate he's hyped up to be, we're gonna find out this week. Go show me your Heisman candidate versus Oklahoma. Go show me. If he's really all that y'all make him out to be. I don't think he is, but if he is, go show me. But I think a low scoring game, and I think OU pulls it out. Not bad. I think Bama pulls it out. But I also think Bama is not all that, and can easily see them getting boat race in the playoffs. So at OU 9-3, I think they'll be at the playoffs after this loss. And but they'll bring back Mateer. Mateer will come. I don't know if y'all don't know Mateer's coming back next season. It's pretty obvious. So he's gonna come back. Whoever can come back is gonna come back. They'll be returning some really good dudes in the D line. And then they have Eli Bourne at corner, and then you have Corlin Guillory at corner. So they'll be returning the squad, and then they go hit the portal. Uh, wow. They'll be returning uh, Cortland Gilead, corner Eli Bowen. So they have some dudes back, and Peyton Bowen will come back. I'm not the highest on him, but they have some dudes come back touching all over defense. And we adding Jake Cruel, true freshman I like a lot out of IMG. Could be a next Mason Thomas type player. So they'll be adding dudes. They're gonna bring in some freshmen. They're gonna bring in some guys from the portal. We'll see what you can do next year. But I think this year, OU's gonna be done for this season after this loss. It'll be a tough loss. It won't be nothing embarrassing, I don't think. But it'll be a tough loss. I think they'll finish that season, went out. But I think this will be the loss that knocks them out the playoffs. So, oh shoot.